What's going on, everybody, and welcome to day 25 of me uploading a video every single day to YouTube for 30 days in a row. We are basically 6 days away from our 30-day goal. I can't count. What's 25 plus 5? 30? Yeah. But today, we're going to be doing something, keep saying that, doing something a little bit different. We're going to be reacting to the Call of Duty Black Ops 7 multiplayer reveal trailer. I feel like it's definitely going to be a lot like Black Ops 3, but, they're saying that they wanted to be kind of in the middle of Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3, and you could definitely see that. Even off the description, it says that they have 18 launch maps, 30 launch weapons, next level Omni movement, weapon build sharing, weapon prestige, and then 20 plus brutal score streaks. And I wonder if that 20 plus actually means like it's 20. Like, at Black Ops 2, we think we had like close to 20 different streaks. And then the weapon build sharing, I know that I'm always sharing my builds with friends and different things like that. So I wonder, is it going to be like a showcase, or you're actually able to just like send it to your friends and different things like that? Now, I did already watch it, but hey, we can talk about it a little bit here and there.
They know we're here. Go out.
So you're bringing the Peacekeeper back. That's the one thing I did miss. Bringing slides back. And this is what I was confused about. So for those, it's not necessarily jetpacks. Is that basically like a wall jump? RCXDs are coming back for sure. It's a Black Ops game.
Good work.
Basically their version of a Wally. Got some sniping gameplay. Yeah, see, there's that wall jump again. So I wonder, how high can you actually like jump with that?
Enemy Rhino sighted.
Omni movement comes back for sure. The Warden 308. I think that's the sniper that they were showing off. Or it might be a marksman rifle.
Leads ours. Stay on task.
Yeah, see, it looks like you already jumped pretty high as it is. On the future, never on right now. Okay, so let's stop right here. We have 8 team multiplayer launch maps. So we have Scar, Homestead, Blackheart, Den, Colossus, Toshin, Flagship, Mission Tide, Retrieval, Paranoia, The Forge, Exposure, Edge, Cortex, Imprint, Raid, Express, and Hijacked. So off the rip, we have 3 remaster maps, being Raid, Express, and Hijacked. And I think it was either Homestead. Yeah, Homestead and Toshin kind of Homestead reminds me of definitely Ghost vibes. I forgot what the map with the big old ice boat that was frozen. And then Toshin kind of reminds me of that map from Black Ops 4 that I can't remember. But it was basically like a street, and then you had like a dojo on the left, and then you had the I don't even know it was on the right side of the map, but it was like basically just a big old street in the middle. But I think it is great that we're coming back with 18 maps at launch. I feel like that's something that we definitely missed, is like having that variety of maps when the game first starts. I feel like there should be no reason why we're having a multiplayer launch with only like 10 or like 13 maps or something like that. I feel like the more maps that we have to play, the less that the game gets repetitive. So I think that it's definitely a big ups for Treyarch for that, bringing 18 maps. Even if the three are remastered, I feel like definitely bringing Raid back. Fan favorite. Bringing a Hijack back. I know that Hijack was always a fan favorite as well. And then we still have a bunch of new maps as well. So I think that's definitely a good start. I feel like definitely for this part, you see that we have like a hologram, which I think that's going to be like a special or a tactical, hopefully. Yeah, so this definitely looks. At first, I thought this was the ACR. It looks a lot like a kind of futuristic HCR. But you can see that we have the silencer on there. It looks like either a fast grip or not fast grip, but fast mags. You can see kind of the other mag strapped to the bottom of it, and then you have a stock and basically a holograph to it. So they're definitely bringing the being able to take somebody hostage back, and then sticking grenade and then kicking them into a crowd. I feel like that's gonna be amazing. Hopefully. And see that thing right there. What exactly is that? Is that like a trip mine, kind of from like Black Ops 4, where you can throw it on the wall and then it just kind of detects in like it looks like it kind of detects in a 360-degree radius, which would definitely be a little bit improvement from the trip mine from beforehand. But I feel like it's definitely going to be abused. So also this right here. So you see that he actually starts off with one pistol, and then he's able to pull out a second one. So I wonder, is that gonna be like a special attachment, or did they just kind of mix that together, where it was supposed to be just one pistol, then he pulls out another one, kind of like a cut? Flame rounds for the shotgun, per usual. And then we have the cluster grenade overclocks. It's a controllable fuse, and then tighter packing with one extra mini grenade. So I wonder if it's like the overclock, you get kind of special abilities for the lethals. So it's just like, oh, one could be an extra mini grenade and it does a bit more damage. Or, you can do like two mini grenades, but it doesn't do as much damage, but it controls a more or a bigger area. So I think that would definitely be cool if you can actually like modify your lethals. And you see that wall jump right there. He actually jumps pretty high. So I feel like definitely the movement on this game is going to be the sliding and jumping off the wall back to back. I wonder if you can actually chain jumps, or is it just you only get that one jump and that's pretty much just going to be the end of it. Then you have the gunship. Every Call of Duty has their form of a gunship, or orbital VSAT, or not orbital VSAT. The gunship, or the I forgot what it was called in Black Ops 6 and Black Ops 4, but basically just a EC-130. And see, this is the map that I was saying definitely reminds me a lot of that Call of Duty Ghost map. But it looks like it is a little bit different. I don't remember there being a cabin or anything like that. It was kind of like a small town on one side, and the other side it was just forests and stuff like that. So definitely excited to see what this map definitely looks like. And then we have this big behemoth. They're calling it a rhino. And then a little bit more into the video, you actually see that the rhino is performing an execution. So I wonder if that's going to be like actually an actual feature, or they're just doing that for cinematics. Multiplayer reveals, they say actual in-game footage, but anything is subject to change. So you're trying not to get your hopes up too much for it. And there you go. And that's the confirmation that Omni Movement is definitely coming back, being able to dive backwards, slide to the left or the right. Looks like he's still using the Peacekeeper, but I feel like Omni Movement was definitely a step in the right direction, at least as far as skill gaps and movement. So gives everybody a little bit of what they want. Yeah, so overclock gear, and with this one, it's a score streak. So when you overclock this one, it turns into a sentry mode with a integrated trophy system and supply pack, and then he has the large battery and increased duration. So do you get like two of them, or is it like score streaks get two? I know that a lot of people didn't necessarily like Advanced Warfare, but Advanced Warfare definitely had some of the most customization. You were actually able to customize different score streaks. The UAV had like 3 different modes that you can choose. Everything else had like 1 to 2, but it's still you were able to customize what your streaks did for you and kind of change your play style based off of that. Like you can see the trophy system on the top there. Then it has its own rockets and different stuff like that. So definitely excited to see what that looks. So we have it's called the Carbon 57. We have the 8.6 orbital light barrel with a ELO, a hammer platoon pad, the K&S Stalker that looks definitely like a silencer, and then you have the magazine prestige attachment. So whenever you get weapons to prestige, you're gonna get an extra attachment off of that. And then it says renown plus extended mag. So yeah, I definitely feel like you might be able to get your weapons prestige, and then you get like a special attachment that's only for that specific gun. And then we have the Warden 308. This definitely is 100% the outlaw. You cannot tell me it's a 110% the outlaw. So you have the millimeter scanner, then the static 907 riser with the LTI skeleton, Leviathan grip, LTI phalanx barrel, and then the outlaw silencer. And there you go, outlaw silencer. It's definitely the outlaw. I feel like it's gonna play like it. They have the drum barrel. It didn't do a whole lot of damage to the body, but it was a headshot machine, man. Oh, and I didn't even realize, but they're bringing. It looks like they're bringing zip lines to the actual multiplayer maps as well. So I know that a lot of these maps are probably just going to be integrated directly into Warzone. They always try to streamline things, but I feel like definitely having the zip lines is going to create new movement for you to be able to get across the map and not just have to rely on sliding or jumping or all that different things. I feel like it's also going to open up different kinds of map design and allow you to play a lot differently. Like I said, the main thing for the other games, it's like a lot of the maps are similar, so it's a little repetitive to you, especially whenever there's not that many maps to begin with. And this looks like it's going to be kind of the version of the HDR or the heavy hitting sniper. I'll have to see what exactly the fire rate looks like on that, but it looks like that's going to be our 50 cal sniper for the game. And see this right here, the Rhino is actually performing an execution. I really hope that's real. I really hope you're able to do that in game. I know it'd be a little bit graphic, but I think it's gonna be so cool. And you see right here, he's actually jumping pretty high, like pretty high off the rip. So I don't think it's kind of a form of exosuits, maybe like enhanced human ability, like right before Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3 had the jetpacks and all that. So I wonder, is it like you can tap it to jump, and then it's like a small jump, and then if you hold jump, then it's a higher jump or something like that. I wonder what that mechanic is gonna look like. Then you have basically the Remington shotgun. It looks like the MDLX. That might just be the sight, but then you have the yeah, it's a 12 gauge, and it shows you the rounds at the bottom. Yeah, so as he shoots, it's now at the 5. Shoots again, it's at 4. Then this definitely looks like it's a marksman rifle. Super long barrel. Looks like there's a muzzle brake and then a holographic on it. I think this is gonna be more of like the MK12 vibes of marksman rifles. And then it looks like they're definitely bringing their version of the Desert Eagle back. I feel like Desert Eagles are always a staple in every game. No explanation needed. And then that last little bit is definitely the Swarm. Hey, I feel like we have a lot in store coming November 14th with the full of the multiplayer reveal. So we just gotta stay tuned for that. Or is that when the game launches? Is it on November 14th when the game launches? Like I don't remember Call of Duty Next or anything like that. I don't even remember where it is, but we're still like a full month and a half away from release if it's November 14th. I'll definitely try to keep up to date for Black Ops 7. I know, like I was saying, I'm like iffy on it because I know that instead of creating a whole new series, we're just writing out the Black Ops and Modern Warfare eras, which I don't necessarily have a problem with. I just want to make sure that the gameplay loop doesn't feel exactly the same, and I feel like all of this sounds nice, but the main things that are really going to make or break the game is going to be one, the spawn logic of each of the maps. Are you able to actually spawn trap? How sensitive they are to flip. What is that going to look like for competitive? And then the second thing, the biggest thing that everybody's wanting to know is, are they tuning skill based matchmaking? And honestly, I don't think so. I think what they're probably going to end up doing is including bots like they did in Warzone, the Warzone casual. And I feel like that's definitely the way that they're going to be, except especially for the lower skilled players, because we've already seen basically, they're able to do that now. They're able to play just like other humans. They're able to slide, jump, do all these other different things. However, in casual, it's definitely toned down a lot, and you can see that. So, I think we just gotta wait for the release of the game. If you have it on Game Pass, you get the game free. I'm definitely gonna be checking in to see when exactly the beta is, and then you guys may be getting some gameplay for the beta. With that being said, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Again, this is day 25 of my 30-day challenge. We got 5 days left. I'm going to try my best to finish out Hollow Knight Silksong. I'm going to try. I definitely been putting it off this week, trying to help out others and get my mother straight. But with all that out the way, I can get back down to, truly creating the videos that I want to. And with that being said, I'll catch you all in the next one.